All right, you guys, welcome back, welcome back. Now, I just have to get something off my chest. Now, I love God, I go to church. Well, I don't have a church home right now because I had to stop going to a church because I almost got beat down in a prayer room. Believe it or not, picture it, Sunday, just got the word of God. The bishop was talking about how we need to be more like Mary instead of Martha. Get out of that kitchen, Martha, and place yourself like Mary, like, for Jesus, to listen to see what he got to say. Now, we just had this beautiful message. Now, I was part of a ministry at church, I won't say. Well, okay, it was the singles ministry, I'll say that. I won't say the church, okay? So I'm there, and I'm having a little meeting, and then one of the young ladies, she just kept interrupting me and kept interrupting the other young lady, and I'm thinking to myself, should I just go ahead and check this chick? Or do I just let it be? I couldn't let it be. So I said, okay, so what we're not going to do is disrespect me or disrespect so-and-so. And she was like, I don't even like you. I should kick your mother effing. Yes, this is what she said. She called me a B. She was like this close in my face. Y'all see that? Y'all see how close that is? And I'm thinking, so I just sat there and I waited for her to finish. And I said, listen, do you really think I'm going to fight you in church? I said, I'm too cute for that. I'm too classy and I'm too educated. So how about you go have a seat? Thank you. And she was like, well, I'm just saying. Like I just said, have a seat. Have a seat. Take several seats. I said, you're a mother and you're acting like some child. I don't know what I said that she act like. But when it got back to me from the church, they were like that I was very arrogant or prideful, coming down at her. And I said, coming down at her? Coming down at her. She was in my face calling me a B, that I never like you. I'll kick your mother effing A, you itch. I'm like, really now? Now, if I was to respond having a bad day, I would have been like, nah, heifer, but I didn't do that. I didn't. I just calmly sat down, but the approach I took, I was considered to be arrogant. I mean, and I was too cute, and I was too classy, and I was too educated to be sitting there fighting in a church. And too Christian. But the church, child, they ain't knew nothing. Them jokers was like, well, she going through a lot right now. Going through a lot? What does that have to do with anything? And so this brings me to my segment of He Say, She Say, because there's so much violence in the world. There's so much folks are trying to get President Obama over the fence, and the joker even made it in the house. Why or how, may I ask, can a man jump over the gate and make it inside the house? That makes no sense. And then people were praying, saying, well, they should have got him. I wish he would have made it to the house. This is their prayer. So we have to talk about it. He Say, She Say with Robert C. Mitchell.
Hey, LaCora. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
It's crazy in these streets, Rob. It's crazy.
It is. It's real in the streets for a Christian these days.
Yeah, I'm about to get whooped up in a church. President Obama is about to get killed, and people are praying that the man should have made it in the White House to kill him. We got folks slapping around folks in elevators. It's just a lot happening. It's a lot happening. So I'm trying to understand, as a Christian, is it okay? Is it ever a time for us to actually stop turning cheeks when we've turned all the cheeks we could to actually start turning up those paws and laying hands on people?
Absolutely.
Is it, Rob?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
So tell us why that's all right.
Well, first of all, because we do know Jesus was no punk. I hope that we understand it as Christians. He stood for things that was right. Yeah, he wasn't no punk. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure he probably knocked out a few.
You're right, because he did go into the
Jesus,
temple.
you know what I mean.
Child, remember those jokers was in there gambling. Jesus was like, get out of my house.
And I forgot what he made, but he made a whip.
He did.
And whipped them out. Now that's gangster, right?
That is pretty gangster. Jesus was no punk. But before we get started, you have on sunglasses, but we're inside. Why, sir?
Oh, I'm so sorry. The day was Fashion Day, right?
We are having a fashion designer.
All right, so I thought that I would, try a little effort and, look the part,
I don't know about all that. Some people are saying, yeah.
Well, you know what? I'll let you see my eyes. That's okay.
That's all good. That's a better look, right? See those nice little eyes, even though they like this small.
All right, let it go, LaCora. Let it go. But seriously, though, yes.
Yeah, Jesus was no punk, and you're saying that absolutely it is a time for Christians to actually fight back in a situation.
Yeah, and again, you're using discretion and you're also using your spirit of discernment, I would hope.
Okay.
Because in every situation, it's not violence is not the answer.
True.
But there does come a time when you're pushed to a point, because even like in the word, when it says, even with parents, it says, provoke your kids not to wrath. Even as people, period, in general, I feel like a lot of times we shouldn't be.
It says there's a time to kill, there's a time to smile, laugh, and it did.
Absolutely, absolutely. So sometimes as Christians, I know we can be provoked, but the better thing in exercising the fruits of the spirits actually would allow us to be a little more humble and kind of back away. But sometimes when you're backed in the wall, you do have to protect yourself, and you just have to use that discernment. And I wouldn't say that you're not Christian because you had to defend yourself.
Okay, well,
okay,
and I agree. Let me ask you this.
Sure.
Now, what if it isn't literal? What if I'm not literally putting my hands on you? What if I'm putting my mouth on you? That don't sound right, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, so example, Cheryl Underwood, host of the Talk.
Right.
She was put in a situation where it hurt her feelings. She was disrespected. I'm not sure if you guys are aware out there, but she's a talk show host. She was supposed to, or thinking about being a part of a comedy lineup.
Yeah, the Queens of Comedy.
Queens of Comedy. And she was supposed to be on a conference call, and I'm paraphrasing. I don't know the story verbatim.
Right.
But basically on the conference call, they were talking about her, how she looks.
And this was the other 4 queens of comedy that we know.
So
well, actually the other 3, because Monique was not actually there.
Right.
But the other 3.
So there's 3 women on the phone. One is supposed to be on the conference call. She gets in a little early because she's professional. Now, as she gets there early, she hears that they're like, oh, why is she even, look at the way she even look. I don't even know about this.
Right.
She don't even fit this. Woo, woo, woo. Basically, she found out that they were disrespecting her, and she said, you know what, you guys? I'm on the line. Hi, this is not what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do it. Okay? So, and years later, she decided to let the world know. She turned the cheek. She continued to work with them even years after, and this has been years ago, and she decided to tell the world.
Right, and exactly, and also because I don't think that she actually, I think they never knew that she was on the conference call.
Right,
she
they
told
didn't.
someone else. So just to clear that up, and you're right, she did just bring that out. So a lot of people have been saying in there, at home in the he say she say that, why now? You know what I'm saying? It only because she has this big platform on The View is why she's trying to do this.
The talk.
The talk. I'm so sorry.
That's Whoopi.
Listen, that was my view about the talk. Okay, so right. So they're saying, like, why would she do that now? Why is, and like what I would say is it's 2 sides to it, because I feel like I do understand why she did, but the word does tell us if you have an alt with your brother, you should take it to him. So it's 2 sides of that.
But she didn't take it to him.
Exactly, she did not. That's what I'm saying.
She took it to the world, and at the end, and I felt her pain. I did.
Yeah, and I did too, but
then she ended it, and I want to thank you, because if you didn't do that, I wouldn't be where I am now. Well, she didn't do it like that, but it was like a diss. Like basically, no one's really even checking for any of y'all no more, and here I am on the talk. I don't know if she meant it that way. I really don't see anything wrong with her telling what happened, but some people actually have a problem with that, saying that she should have just turned that cheek and let it be, let it alone, because she is
what goes on in Mama House, it stays in Mama House.
Right.
Even I know Ricky Smiler was talking about the code between other comedians, like we don't do that. But anyway, that's he say, she say.
Right.
Because we know Kevin Hart and
and Cat Williams, they all go a little crazy on each other. But you know what, guys, we do have to wrap it up, because I actually want to talk to Sensei MJ, one of our guests here, and he's going to show us some self-defense moves in case a Christian gets out of line in a church parking lot. No, I'm kidding, you guys. I'm kidding. But don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.